the fact that we've been able to build this together. And I think when you guys start business, you're going to want to, yes, follow the revenue goal and how many clients you get in and, you know, how many offers you launch and all that kind of stuff. And if you're always going based on result, you're going to be disappointed. And if you're not, it's about being able to witness and see what you're actually creating from that love, compassionate place. The byproduct will come, the money will come. And I think reflecting on however tomorrow goes, we should be proud of what we've achieved.
Yeah, and I think as well, I mean, there's no doubt that it's going to be freaking amazing.
Yes.
But I think as well, you know, another thing that people forget is they're so caught up, like, in the numbers. So caught up in the numbers, like how many people are coming, how much money did I make, you know, yeah, things like that. And it's like, this isn't the only fucking time we're going to run this. Like we're building a brand here. We've got a freaking sick brand name that we were both just like.
That's the one.
Yeah. And we've got a friggin' logo now and everything like that. And it's something that we're going to run again. So it doesn't actually matter. You know, we're not trying to chase numbers. We're not and yes, it's nice to have numbers and it's nice to have, you know, money and things like that. But what we're really creating here is an experience for the women tomorrow and the women in our other cities. We're creating an experience and we're also building a brand. And that takes time. Like, we can't just expect 100 people to come in the very first event. But that will happen one day because we're in this and we're committed to it and we've set the wheels in motion to do that. And even if we only had 2 people sign up, we probably would have still run it the same for those 2 women that turned up.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So just talking about branding, you are the queen of brand.
Thank you.
What was your desire? Like, what was the driving force behind building a personal brand at the start?
I'll be honest, I don't think I thought about that at the very beginning. Actually, when I first started in the fitness space, I think that's where I went, and I'm happy to admit I went wrong. You know, it was all about just putting myself out there and not really seeing, you know, myself as a brand. And, you know, now reflecting back on all the branding work I've done and frameworks, you know, a lot of the times people put themselves as the hero. And I've learned from Donald Miller, who is incredible. He talks about how, yes, we can make our clients or customers the hero, but we're more the guide. You know, if you're thinking about Luke Skywalker and Yoda, we're the Yodas. And obviously our clients are, you know, the hero. And so when you think about branding now, for me, it's a storytelling. And through the storytelling, you know, you will come through challenges and hurdles and whatnot. But at the end of the day, the client wins. So that's the journey I've really focused on envisioning. So even when I speak to my clients about branding, you know, it is basically that we're not the business. It's part of us being the entity of the brand itself. So I think it's really important to really reflect on what it is you're here to do, what it is you're here to serve. You know, there's so many things around connection, look and feel, but you really need to look at your values from a business perspective, a personal perspective, and a brand perspective, and look towards how that is going to be reflected in what you are putting out there for content, for social media as well. I mean, if we were to look at Million Hers, right, that was already like 2 women coming together, wanting to make an impact, you know, empowering women out there who want to create their dream life. What does that look like? What does that feel like? And for you and I, we just went like words, colors, we went storyboards, like we just knew.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that you don't restrict or limit yourself what that can become. You know, people feel like it has to be a certain way. You know what? It can be the way you feel is right. That's going to be reflecting what you desire.
Yeah, and it's not just colours and text.
No.
Yeah, it's really important to think about your messaging, and at the crux of that messaging is going to be your client. So I feel like your client is the centre of everything. Client-centred business is going to be a way that you can build your business in a way that the customer is first and is that hero, just like you were saying. And to do that, you really need to get into their psyche. You really need to understand who they are, where they come from, what they like doing, what they don't like, what their pain points are, you know, what their desires and goals and beliefs and dreams are, you know, their lifestyle, all the ins and outs of who they are. And not always, but I have a theory that a lot of us are here to help guide the people that we wish we had when we needed us.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then this is where the healing stuff comes in.
Yes.
Right? Because if we're creating an offer or we're creating a business around a wound, that's going to be that pain that we were speaking about before. And we really need to heal those parts of ourselves so that we've transcended them, and then our clients are the ones who benefit, right? We're not trying to like fill a void or fill a space by trying to help clients while we're still in our wounds. And I think that's a really big responsibility to have as a coach. So you and I have a lot of fitness coaches that we mentor, and one example of this is a coach who has a binge eating disorder and they're trying to coach their clients on nutrition. That wouldn't be in integrity, and that needs to be transcended before you can actually take your clients through that process and through that journey, right? So you probably, by speaking to it and speaking to the journey, you're likely to attract those same clients. So making sure and taking responsibility that this is someone else's health and mental health that I have in my hands. And I don't take that lightly. Like, I'm always looking to increase, you know, my knowledge about myself, my personal development and things like that on this business journey, because if people are paying you money for that, I mean, it would just be out of integrity to take that money if you haven't actually gotten to a point where you can take them through that process and through that journey. And I'm not saying it has to maybe be completely transcended, but at least, you know, at a point, because we're always working on things, right? Like, things are always going to come back up, especially if there's a wound there, like, you know, but navigating that. And also you can speak to your clients about that as well. So, you know, I navigated this, but the problems become better problems, right? Like, it's not just about binge eating. Maybe it's like, you know, I went to a function and, you know, I had these thoughts and things in my head, and then this is what I actually did to help myself.